Well, today's Saturday and I'm in here baking. I've got some sourdough bread rising in the oven. Redid my starter. But I wanted to show you a little bit of thing that I do. Flour tortillas. If you want to start baking, it's probably the easiest thing you can do to bake and stuff. It's really easy. You use 2¼ cups of flour. You'll do 5 tablespoons of lard. You use 3/4 teaspoons of salt and then 3/4 cups of water. We'll mix all this stuff up and we will show you how to put it together. I keep my lard in a Ziploc bag because it does melt and gets everywhere. Now with your hands, all you do is you want to get in there and start mixing the flour up within the lard and mix everything together. Put it on my cooking sheet to actually incorporate it more. Seems a little dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more water in it. By doing this many a times, you start getting the feel of what your dough should be like. I like it moist, it's pliable, and once it's set up, then what we're going to do is we're going to cut it into 8 to 12 round balls, throw it on a plate, put it in the refrigerator for about an hour, and then we'll cook it from there. I cut it at 8 different pieces. Some of the sizes aren't big, so you can take some off of one, put it in the other, and basically you just roll it up into a ball, put it on your plate. So we have 8 round balls. We'll cover it with plastic wrap. And we'll throw them in the refrigerator for 1 hour. Now that our dough is set in the refrigerator for about an hour. You do that to keep it from shrinking, to have a lot of elastic, so that it doesn't spring back. You can uncover it. I got the balls. What I usually try to do is pre-flatten them, make them a little flat here, so then you can put them on the counter and use your roller to roll them out. Set them down. I have a marble roller. I'll try to roll them down, flip them up. What you're trying to do is actually roll them to about 1/16 of an inch thick or thin. Sometimes they come out round, sometimes they don't. On the stove I have a cast iron pan heating up right now. And we'll go over there and throw one of these in. I have it on a medium-high heat. One click before high. Then you just lay your pan down in here. You will start seeing bubbles. Air bubbles form in the actual dough as it's cooking. Once you start seeing little bubbles into it, you can actually check it, flip it a little bit. You'll see that it lightly browns on one side. I'll do this so it doesn't burn on it. It takes about 30 seconds, 45 seconds to cook. You can see the air bubbles starting to bubble more, raising it. I'll keep flipping it a couple of times. Just to make sure it's cooked and done. This one I'm going to add a little oil to the pan, so you can see the difference between an oiled pan and a not oiled pan. It does smoke a little bit. You need to turn your fan on. I'm not going to turn mine on because it gets too noisy. If you find out that it's burning a little bit, you can turn down the heat until you get the right temperature of what you want it to do. So these here are actually considered your traditional Mexican tortillas. They come out fluffy, lightly colored, lightning. They're really hot still. So I did a little bit up here on these. I have another recipe that I usually use that I add 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And what that does, it makes it fluffier. It rises it a little bit. But they're both real good. I'll do a video with the baking powder in it so you can see the difference between the two. But usually on a Saturday or a Sunday, I will do 8 or 10 of these here. And then I just throw them in my lunch. I can eat them plain, put butter on them. wrap chicken and rice into them or whatever, and just use them as a substitute of bread if I haven't made sourdough bread, for that week. But we'll do this every other week. It's an easy way to start baking, start getting your hands on the stove, cooking a little bit, to start something. It's really nice to know that you can make your own flour tortillas, work with the flour, know what you can do with it. Then you can, get into more of grinding your own wheat to flour, do a hard wheat into these and stuff. So you just practice. So if it comes down to a time to when you actually have to make your own bread to have something to eat, you know how to do it. So that's an easy way to make tortillas. It's really simple, easy. Just get out and do something to prepare yourself. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you in the next video.